Morning and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over 5 of the best gold making resources that you can use right now. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so today we are going to be going over 5 of the best gold making resources that you can use for your gold making or helping you out trying to find better gold farms and all of that jazz. Aside from all of that, let's just get into number 1, which is the Undermine Journal. Now, I know a lot of you actually know about this one, so obviously this comes as no surprise at number 1. Now, aside from all of that, the Undermine Journal is a great way or resource in order to find out what items are selling for, and to help you make logical decisions in order for you to go into gold making. Now, what you can actually do is by going over to all of the graphs, by clicking on a specific item you really want to farm up or buy or flip, and you can have a look at the fluctuation throughout the week. So this could be like, we could take Xenanthid for a second, and we can see that drops in Xenanthid would be on like a Monday, and if you looked at the graph. Now when it comes to like raid night, the prices of Xenanthid would jump up or something like that. That is when you could say, right, I should do my buys for crafting professions, and then by doing that on a Monday and then just reselling that on a Wednesday for a profit. This is where you can make little responses in order to maximize the amount of gold, because you know it's fast selling, and then you'll be able to make some gold through that way. Now, the Undermine Journal is a great resource in order to actually look up specific items for your realm or server. So if an item is not listed on your realm or at the moment, you can double check on what the history of that item was and how much it was selling for at that point. This is very helpful when it comes towards transmog as well, so it gives you a baseline on how much it's actually going to be selling for, and then you can make a good decision on what you can actually do with that. I mainly use the Undermine Journal to check out different types of materials in general, but a lot of people do use that to like double check items like the jackhammer or the miner's hat of the deep or what have you. It just depends on what you want in a craft or you want to farm or what have you. You can double check that on the Undermine Journal to see what the prices are and what the fluctuation throughout the week is. It's basically like a summary of a specific item that you want to farm or want to look at in the realms of gold making. So personally, I would say the Undermine Journal is definitely at the number 1 pick because it is quite well known, but if you don't know about it, it's something you may want to check out overall. Coming in at number 2 is the Tradeskillmaster.com, and this is aside from TSM. Now, aside from that, what you'll be wanting to do with Tradeskillmaster.com is obviously by making your account, because if you're a gold maker and you've got TSM set up, you have an account, so you can just log straight in. Aside from that, what I think it is a great resource for is its groups. Now, you can do this by going into the website and checking out the View All Groups option and using any of the filters. People have put together a massive database of just loads of different groups that you can do. So I could actually go there and say I wanted to make a group for, let's say, herbalism, and I wanted to know where all of the materials are, but I don't want to get every single one and add it into my groups and all of that jazz. I just wanted to be able to grab the group, put it in. That's what it gives you able to do. So if you're making up your own TSM profile and you don't have all the resources in their respective groups, you can go to there and you can just search in the filter bar and just find a group with all of the different types of materials or items that you're trying to farm up, and then you can just pop it in there in order to maximize the amount of gold you're actually making. So that is something that you may want to consider moving forward. I personally prefer this because this saves me a hell of a lot of time when setting up new TSM profiles, aka my one for Shadowlands, which I've been working on at this moment in time and currently still working on, is I have been using the Tradeskillmaster.com to make up a lot of my groups because I don't want to go out and get all of the materials or all of the already ID numbers for different types of materials. I just want to be able to just click, grab it in place, build it up, put the operations behind it, go. And using TSM's website, I can actually do that by just going and finding the group of all of the herbs, all of them ore, all of them stuff, and then being able to just shove it into it all places and work specifically on the operations instead of the actual groups, because the groups are already pre-done for me, so I don't need to go out and find all of the groups to add into it, if you get what I mean. All I have to do is just import it and bing bang bush, I have a group already set up for me, so I can focus more on the profit side or the posting side or the anything to do with the operations part of TSM. I can focus solely on that to maximize my gold, and the groups are already pre-done. Now, aside from all of that, Tradeskillmaster.com has a load of different helpful things like best deals and all that jazz, and just in general is a very helpful website in the realms of gold making and very TSM orientated, because obviously it is TSM's main website. So I'd highly recommend checking that out. Coming in at number 3 is WoWprofessions.com. Now, WoWprofessions.com is something I use quite a bit, and that is because it gives you some of the best gold farm routes in the game. So if you're going to go farm something, so let's just say you wanted to farm up golden Samsung. Now that is a material that is very old and there's not many routes around for it. I can actually go to WoWprofessions.com and find a route for it in order to farm it up. It also has instructional guides on how to level up your herbalism, mining, skinning, a lot of your professions, and then be able to maximize the amount of gold that you're actually getting. So you could level up blacksmithing, you need that guide to level it up, it's got it there for you. If you're wanting to level up anything to do with professions, WoWprofessions.com has the guide for you there. As well as that, it has helpful routes in order to maximize the amount of gold that you're getting for an hour's worth of farming, or however long you want to farm for. I just find this to be a really helpful resource when I am a little bit strapped for time and I don't have a chance to actually make up a route of my own. I know that I will be able to find a very good route by going to that specific website. Coming in at number 4 is WarcraftPets.com. Now, WarcraftPets.com is something I use to check up new competitive battle pets in order to farm up and sell on the auction house. I personally love this one, and if you're into battle pets, you probably already know about this website, but for those of you who don't know, this is a website specifically for World of Warcraft pets, and what you can do as a gold maker is use that to find all of the competitive pets on the website and go out and farm those in order to sell on the auction house. They also have instructional guides in order to level up your pets effectively, and how to utilize the Super Squirt Day and the Squirt Days in general for leveling up the pets, as well as helpful little tips to just level them up on the regular as well. Aside from all of that, I find this to be a great way in order to level up pets, find out what is actually going for a decent amount of gold, and then be able to utilize what I'm actually doing. So that is something that you guys will want to check out if you're into battle pet farming. Now, coming last on our list, and at no surprise, is WoWhead. Now, WoWhead is a great resource for gold making, and this is for finding gold farms. Yeah. And this is because the features inside there, you can actually look up the loot tables of different types of mobs. So say you're in a random area and you want to test out and try and find a new gold farm. You're trying to find a new farm for everyone to check out. You can look at the loot tables on that mob. You just have to look it up on WoWhead, you click on the mob, and then you look at the loot table for that item. You can even do this reverse order by going, I want to farm a specific item, so what drops glorious leg plates? You type in the glorious leg plates, you can actually find every mob that has dropped glorious leg plates and try and see if you can find a new farm for those materials. for that farm. So that is what I prefer to do with WoWhead. I also find it to be a great resource for looking up different types of gold making guides, because some people actually post that on their gold making guides as well, and they also post out lovely little bits of comments, that helpful stuff like waypoints for different types of farms. I find this just be in general a great resource in order to use for finding rare spawns, or also looking at loot tables and just being able to just fiddle around and just try and find what is the specific thing that I'm trying to farm for, how can I make a farm around it, here is the location, I can just get on and crack on trying to find new farms. So that is something you may want to consider if you're trying to be a bit more creative in the realms of just gold farming in general. Also, WoWhead is a general website for WoW in general, when you're trying to actually just do your random things, so like specializations, talents. Everyone pretty much knows about WoWhead, but I just like to utilize it to find new gold farms and looking at loot tables and their respective locations on where you can actually farm this up. So that is something you may want to consider moving forward. Aside from all of that, guys, that is pretty much my 5 best gold making resources in the game right now, and I use these quite regularly to try and find new battle pet farms or new gold making farms in general, and that is primarily what I like to do. So other than that, guys, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow. If you want to support the channel and help make the channel even better, then why not check out the Patreon? Members get additional info, gold making resources, and Patreon specific content. The link is located in the description down below. Thank you and have an awesome day.